Hey guys, what's up? My name is Tara, and this is my YouTube channel. That's so crazy to say. Basically, I am making this video for everyone, whether you are newly diagnosed, think you may have POTS, have been on your journey forever now, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm about to break down POTS for you. Hopefully. POTS is an acronym for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it is further classified as a dysautonomia disorder. Dysautonomia is kind of like an umbrella term that classifies all of the disorders that attack your autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system is responsible for all of your natural bodily functions like digesting, pumping blood, that type of thing. Things that you don't think about doing, but your body does naturally for you. Basically, with dysautonomia, it causes it not to work properly. More specifically, people with POTS have trouble regulating their blood pressure and their heart rate, especially upon change in position. So oftentimes when someone goes from laying down to sitting up or sitting up to standing, it often causes them to pass out, feel lightheaded, nauseous. The symptoms go on and on. They're different for every person. Me personally, I pass out. In very simple terms, what I previously explained is a very brief overview of what POTS is. But further in this video, I am going to talk about my journey personally, how I was diagnosed with POTS, and how it affects my life, but hopefully now you're able to go into it with a general idea of what POTS does, what it attacks, that type of thing. So if you have no idea who I am, hi, my name is Tara. I am 19, just turned 19 years old, and from Long Island, New York. I was a relatively healthy kid all my life, maybe a little sicker than the average, but nothing that really concerned anyone. I was 10 years old the first time I passed out. It was in the middle of a chorus concert. We were putting on like this brunch thing for senior citizens. I think it was for St. Patrick's Day. And now I am a very tall girl, always been a tall girl, so I was always like front and center, like the highest row, right in the center. That's where my spot would be, just to give you a visual. And I passed out in the middle of a solo. So you can kind of picture in your head how it went down. Just gonna leave that for your interpretation. Yes, it was very embarrassing, to answer your question. And I was very confused. My little 10-year-old self, I had no idea what was going on. Later we went to the doctors and they said that I didn't eat enough in the morning and that I was like low on sugar and my body's reaction was to pass out. And we were kind of like, okay, whatever. That's kind of weird, but once in a while, like, I'm a little weird, so weird things do happen to me. After that, I went on a pretty long streak of being healthy. All through middle school, I was relatively healthy and very cringy, I'm sure. My normal middle school days were, I had a few concussions here and there, but the journey really started when I entered high school. My freshman year, I passed out twice. Once was caused from dehydration, and the other one was declared a symptom of a concussion that I was experiencing. It was actually a really scary one. I passed out in the shower. No one was there. It was very scary. Went to the hospital after. Whole big thing, whole big shebang. My sophomore year was kind of when it got really serious. I passed out alone in my school bathroom one Saturday morning basketball practice. I wasn't feeling good, so I just went to the bathroom. I kind of thought I was just like nauseous and gonna be sick maybe. I remember looking in the mirror, like I turned, looked in the mirror, and that's all I remember. When I woke up, my head was on the tile and it was like right next to the stall. You know, like the stall doors, my head was kind of right here, and the lights were turned off because it was motion censored lights. So it was very scary waking up in the dark. I had no idea what was going on. That was kind of the time where we started taking it seriously, like, okay, I'm getting older, like I'm alone more. I can't just be randomly passing out, like that doesn't make sense. And I drink a lot of water, like I'm not even a soda fan. So it was very weird. But my doctor said that that was because I didn't eat before I went to practice and my body burned too much fuel and I didn't have enough in my body. My junior year was the last year that I spent in high school. It was also the last year that I spent as a healthy teenager, I guess some might say. Honestly, had I known that at the time, I probably wouldn't have done much different. I really did enjoy my No, there was one day in junior year, oh my god. So I was in this criminal justice class, and our field trip was we were going to the courthouse, and I was like super excited because I was like super into the like crime stuff, whatever, back then. And I was sick the Monday and Tuesday, and we were supposed to go on a Wednesday, and it was just like a 24-hour like kind of just under the weather, like I wasn't eating, didn't really feel good, that type of thing. And those were like very normal for me to get. Like I would get like the flu for like 2 days, like that's not the flu, so I don't know, it was just kind of normal. But I decided to go because Wednesday morning I woke up, I felt fine, I ate some breakfast, I went on the field trip, I thought I was ready. Let me tell you, my body had other plans for me. I was definitely not ready. Now, mind you, this was mostly a class of upper freshmen. A majority of them were seniors. And I woke up in the middle of a little square room with everyone peering around me and peering through the door. Ask me the most embarrassing moment of my life, that is it. And if I could go back, I would have told myself, stay home that day. I could have been watching Netflix, watching some Grey's Anatomy, but instead, I had to scar myself for part of my junior year. We also went to the doctor about that one. We kind of just told them what was going on, and they said it was because I was sick, I didn't eat enough the day before, and I was dehydrated. So, though I really did love my junior year, like, I really loved it. It was just the time that I felt like the most alive in my life, if that makes sense. I could also see myself like deteriorating. It was almost like I was watching myself get sicker and sicker. I was actually working a job that I loved. I was working at a daycare. It was probably my favorite thing to ever do. I loved being there. I wanted to be there 24/7. It was definitely like I was like a newlywed to the job too, so I was super excited. And I started getting sick at work at the end of the summer-ish. It was like the middle of August, I would say. And I just started getting sick all the time. I was constantly dizzy, constantly like just not feeling good. I would have to leave early. I passed out there. It was just a whole mess, and I knew I couldn't do it anymore. It was just not a way to live, and not a way, like, I couldn't do it. And by the end of August, I ended up bedridden, and I would pass out at the slightest movement of my head. I've seen countless doctors in my life, countless, that have said I have some crazy stories of the things they've told me. Most of it all evidented to me being crazy. It all kind of came together as like I was crazy and there was no real reason. Like, I don't know why you're passing out, that's just weird, whatever. Until on October 23rd, 2019, I had a tilt table test performed on myself. The doctor had a tilt table test performed on me, and the results came back that I have POTS. That's kind of when the clarity hit, like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, told you it's not crazy. I didn't make up passing out. That day, I remember the feeling of like, no, you don't feel good, you just got diagnosed with a chronic illness. Like, no, it's not a good feeling, but just that you fought so hard for it, and you, like, the stories that I tell from the past, and like, it's so much relief. It's like a burden off your shoulder that like, oh, this is a thing. Like, people have this. There are things for this. There's a community for this. It's a really nice feeling. It's a really nice feeling, but it's also bittersweet because there's a lot to manage with POTS. If you're newly diagnosed, honestly, my best tips are salt is your best friend, salty snacks, pickles are a fan fave of mine. I really like Liquid IV for hydration. Sometimes I wear compression socks. They don't really help me as much as I thought they would, kind of. I also did aqua therapy, which is like physical therapy in the water before COVID, obviously before COVID when everything was safe, and that really helped me. But because POTS is so underdeveloped, under-researched, under-heard about, there's no real like, here is your fix. It's a lot of like, your body is kind of in control of you. What I say could totally not help you at all. What I say could be exactly what works for you. Personally, it's been a really long road of figuring out what my body likes, what helps it, what doesn't help it, what makes it mad, what makes it happy, how many spoons do I have left, which I'll get into a whole nother video if you don't know what the spoon theory is. Hydration reminder. I hope you all took a sip with me. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you took something away from this. I hope you learned that you're not alone. I hope you learned that the fight is hard. I hope you laughed at some of my stories, because humor in this is okay. It's okay to look back and laugh that I passed out in the middle of a chorus concert. The middle. Right in the middle, people. Crazy. But it's okay to laugh about that. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to cry. Whether you have POTS or not, everything, your feelings are okay. This is a hard fight. Life is a hard fight, but life is worth living, and it's worth living to its fullest. It's not worth just surviving. If you have POTS, my biggest tip is count those moments. Those rainbow moments, those ones that make you smile the most and that you go back to when you're at your lowest. Those are the moments that count the most in life, and the rainbow moments are worth living for. I can promise you that. The rain will end. You are not on your own. I really hope I will have another video posted soon for you guys. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. And I will hopefully see you guys all soon. I hope you're all having a great day. You are beautiful. Treat yourself like you are beautiful. I love you. You are loved. You are safe. And I will see you all soon.